Definitely uptrend for today. Well, so far, I'm thinking, I don't know what time uses, but I think we can probably swoop back into one of these, bounce right out. Or honestly, we could just come up, swoop this, sweep it out, and then start working our way back down to this gap. Nasdaq seems to have a stronger uptrend here. Also, there's a divergence on 30-minute from these two tops, and if you look at SPY, you got these two tops. So it looks like SPY could be leading the move down here. Or Nasdaq is close to sweeping these. And I kind of wish Nasdaq swept this out before I made that move down. I'm gonna leave this up on SPY because I'm hoping we can get a sweep into this area, or realistically somewhere in this little like dark green, because that's where the equilibrium meets the gap. So we can bounce into there and then break structure out. I'll enter for a long, chasing that high. What is that? 7,017. Nasdaq hasn't come down into that gap. Yesterday I bet against my fucking bias and I ended up losing like my biggest loss. I think it was like 330, 340. So today, if Nasdaq breaks structure up after this sweep into this fair value gap, I'll play it. I want a long SPY after this. We fill this gap here, break into this, and then we move up. We might break down honestly into this area, only because that's a pretty big fucking inverse. Here to here. I'm gonna keep that there. I'll keep an eye on that. But that looks pretty promising. So we could maybe break below here. And honestly, that is also into equilibrium. So if this gets cleared below, I'm going to be targeting this gap. If we break out of it, then I'll go for longs chasing all-time highs. We sweep through London lows into equilibrium off this big move up from yesterday. You can go for a long. Does that 5-minute ever close? Yeah. Okay, boom. That's the move I was looking for. Move down. Either we break into this, never break below this gap, we can come back up, or we break into this inverse, and then we come back up. Regardless, I'm gonna have my stop loss, even if it is this gap or this one, I'm gonna have it below this inverse, I think. Yeah, we inverse this whole fucking thing. Shit. What's the 5-minute look like? Yeah, this whole fucking gap is inversed. We got a minute to inverse this. Damn, but do I want to go fucking shorts today? If bias is long. Yesterday I had a fucking bullish bias, but I traded shorts and I ended up getting cucked. So if we got set up for shorts, I don't think I'm taking them today. Just because, like I said, my bias is definitely bullish. So if history repeats itself, I'm not going to be touching it. SPY is into the halfway point. So now we could be targeting longs. If this gap doesn't get closed below, we could be going for longs. But it looks like it might. Let's break structure, and honestly, I'll go off of this. It's in equilibrium anyway. Now we got this gap here. We got this little inverse going on. Let's tap into here and then we can go long on Nasdaq. I want to play this gap on Nasdaq. Yeah, honestly, I think it's good that I left that. It doesn't look like 5-minute will break back. We got this inverse that it tapped into, so maybe Nasdaq break structure up past this point, we can go for a long. 5-minute did not break structure, so I don't think I'll be playing off of ES for now. Nasdaq seems to be hasn't broke structure either though. I'm not gonna play anything. Just need something to fucking tell me that it's ready to move up. It's not a bad setup though. We have this whole gap got filled. Inverse, I think, actually, right? Was this the inverse on here? No, that wasn't the 30-minute maybe? No, so this wasn't even a fucking inverse. Regardless though, we had a equilibrium half full, so if we break structure on 5-minute plus that liquidity sweep from, I think it was this point. Yeah, one of these points here. We could go up for sure. Only thing is, I feel like price would have already done that though. Bullish bias, equilibrium, liquidity sweep, breaker structure. We're flying, I think. We do have this inverse though. Honestly, I think I'd be more comfortable with this inverse gap fill, because everything else still stays the same. So I feel like, why not wait for it? That was a good fucking setup too. I had everything, but I just missed a move, I think. This was a sign of resistance. Breaker structure, showing me that's going to reverse. And also liquidity sweep of these points here from like the lows of, what is it, London. So that was a good setup, but I missed it. Sometimes it feels bad to be right, man. Oh shit, we just inversed this whole fucking move up. It's looking like it's time for shorts. Let's wait for this to get filled, and that's gonna be my fucking trade for today. Just because we broke below this gap, but we respected it, filled out this gap, and broke right back up, so I'd be fine with entering off of this. Still bouncing around over here for what? I think there's a pretty good probability that's gonna go up because of this fucking fill down here. This whole gap got pretty much replaced. It looks like that was the retracement, and now we're gonna start going up. 1 hour still seems to be holding pretty strong. We retraced this gap, came all the way up, retraced this gap, seems to be going up now. Well, actually we will see, because it looks like we're not going up currently. We just broke up on the 1 minute as well. My only concern is the fact that we swept out this Asian high, and we haven't really broken above it, because that was relevant. You know, this is definitely relevant liquidity. I'm gonna cut it. I'm only cutting it because, like I said, this here is worrying me. Asian highs, it got swept out, and it hasn't really played anything off of it yet. So, plus this is kind of an inverse gap that got disrespected, and now it's almost inversed again. We tapped into it. Like, if we break structure above this, I would think about going back for longs, just targeting all time. Again, only because of this, but I think everything is there for it to continue going higher. I just don't want to be cucked with a fucking, just because of this sweep, you know, comes back down, still hasn't really broken above it. Now we're just kind of closed on it, but it hasn't broken above it yet. So if we can confidently close above this, retract into it, or into this Asian high, retract back down, then I can go for a bounce. Stop loss will be right around here because of this inverse gap. Starting to go sideways. It looks like this move up is over. I'm definitely happy I left that trade where I left it. I think I was only up like 31 bucks, but honestly, I don't fucking care. It's literally a fucking barcode. What is this shit? Just realized that we never actually broke above this point either. Yeah, it's is that Asian? I don't know. I don't think it's Asian. Let's see. Oh, it is Asian. Okay, so I think that is low-key a sign to go for shorts here. Let's see this break below on the 5 minute, and I'll go for a short. Yeah, 40 seconds, and this shit's gonna close. Low-key, I think shorting on Nasdaq will be smarter here, because SPY's been leading the way every fucking trade, and looks like Nasdaq hasn't made that move yet. Can this shit film me, please? Thank you. Hopefully we don't break above this shit. If we break above that in the 5 minute, that means I'm leaving. SPY never really closed above this, kept wicking through it. So I'm pretty confident it's gonna keep fucking sinking. Same thing here. If one moves, they both move. Nah, shit broke. Damn. 2 losers in a row, man. Fuck. Well, that's my cue to get the fuck off for today, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to be on the rest of the week, because I know we have FOMC tomorrow, so that's going to be pretty volatile. We'll see. But I'm done here.